Hello there guys, welcome to another of my videos. So Manchester United have confirmed the signings of two academy players, and that is Marc Juardo from Barcelona and Alvaro Fernandez from Real Madrid. Also, we recently got Isaac Hansen-Aron. We also got Filip Stevanovic from Partizan Belgrade, but he will remain at Partizan Belgrade for this season on loan, so he will officially join Manchester United in the summer of 2021. And also too, we got Joe Hugel, was it, from Sunderland. So it is good that we are getting a lot of young players in. We've also got a lot of good young players coming through at Manchester United. Now, that's the news on that. Everything is wrong at Manchester United at the moment. Obviously, we've not yet made any signings in this summer transfer window. And the summer transfer window has been open now for over 4 weeks. And my element of concern is that these teams around us that are recruiting very, very well. You've obviously got Chelsea. They've done very, very good recruitment so far. They got Hakim Ziyech from Ajax. They got Timo Werner from RB Leipzig. They got Ben Chilwell from Leicester. They're on the verge of getting Kai Havertz. And they have just signed, Marlon Sarr or something like that. So I think Chelsea could be in there with a shout for this season. You've got Manchester City. They've made some very, very good signings so far. They obviously signed Ferran Torres from Valencia and Nathan Ake from Bournemouth. You've got Liverpool. They're closing in on Thiago, and plus they got Tsitsipas from Olympiacos for around £13 million. Tottenham, they recently signed Holberg from Southampton and they got Joe Hart on a free. Arsenal, they recently signed Gabriel Magalhaes from Lille and they also got Willian on a 3. But we've got to start making signings in this summer transfer window. The transfer window is still open for a while yet. It does shut in October. Now, like I've said to you on my recent videos, we are losing our patience with the board. And you saw my recent video that I did earlier on today. I think Woodward and the Glazers are destroying the club. But we've been critical of Woodward and the Glazers for several years. But these main explanations behind it because our recruitment has been poor for several years. We've also overpaid for players. We paid like £89 million for Pogba, £75 million for Lukaku, £80 million for Harry Maguire, £50 million for Fred, £40 million for Nemanja Matic. Woodward has obviously sacked 3 managers. Obviously, them 3 managers he sacked was obviously David Moyes. He endured, 8 or 9 months at the club. Obviously sacked Louis van Gaal. He endured 2 years at the club, but he did win the FA Cup. And sacked Jose Mourinho. He endured 2.5 years at the club. He did win the Europa League and the League Cup in his first season. Don't forget, Woodward has been in the process of trying to get us a director of footballing, since like the Jose Mourinho era. It would be beneficial if we could get a director of footballing because obviously, I said it's one of the structural changes that we need at the football club, and probably we need someone to come and join Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's structure. But if we do get a director of footballing, we need someone who knows the club inside out, and of course someone who has got that experience. Obviously, the likes of Paul Mitchell's been linked with that director's role. A few ex-Man United players were linked with it. Rio Ferdinand, Evra, Darren Fletcher. So there has been a few. Edwin van der Sar, he was also one. He's CEO of Ajax at the moment. But I just feel as though so far in this summer transfer window, Solskjaer's not been backed enough. And Woodward, was saying, the first part of last season that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's job is safe, even when we went through that bad period, when we enjoyed our worst start ever to a Premier League season. And he did say he was willing to back him. The Glazers also said, they're willing to back Solskjaer. Woodward and the Glazers have been at the club for years. You know, Woodward's been at Man United since 2012, so he's been with us around 8 years. You know, the Glazers have been here since 2005, so they've been here around 15 years. And I think we've also made a lot of mistakes in the last 7 years, and that's one of the main explanations why we've been so inconsistent. I think, you know, there's a lot of players that we've brought in over the years. You know, there's a lot of players we've brought in over the years who obviously haven't been the right calibre players for Man United. But on the other hand, I think there's some players we've brought in who we should have kept. You know, should have kept Lukaku, should have kept Herrera. Obviously, should have kept Angel Di Maria. Some United fans will say, you know, we should have kept Wilfried Zaha. Like I've said to you before, we've extended a lot of players' contracts since Solskjaer came in, but I think there's some players we've given contracts to who we shouldn't have given contracts to. So, yeah. But we have got a lot of players on our agenda. Yeah, I don't even know what our transfer budget is, to be quite honest with you. I think it did say at the end of last season we've got around £140 million to spend. Solskjaer has basically instructed our board to go and get his preferred targets, and he wants Man United to spend a substantial amount in this summer transfer window. Solskjaer spent quite a bit of money though at the club so far. He has spent just over £200 million, hasn't he? Obviously last summer brought Daniel James and Wan-Bissaka and Harry Maguire in, and in January bought Bruno Fernandez and Odion Ighalo in. Obviously he brought Odion Ighalo on loan. But this summer transfer window, Solskjaer's fourth transfer window as Manchester United manager. So yeah. Another thing as well was the Harry Maguire's incident. Don't forget, you know, Harry Maguire recently got a suspended sentence of 21 months and 10 days after his trial in Greece, and he got found guilty for attempted bribery, I think public violence against employers, repeated bodily harm, and there was also another one. Now, Harry Maguire, obviously, you know, has been withdrawn from the England squad. Actually, Gareth Southgate had included him in the England squad at the first. So, obviously, if Harry Maguire does out in this period, you know, then he will go to jail. He did actually, you know, say before the trial and that Harry Maguire could have paid like £90,000 to avoid going to jail for 3 years. Don't forget, him and his friends racked up a £63,000 bar bill. But it does say that Harry Maguire will keep the captain's armband at Manchester United. You know, some Man United fans are happy about this, and some Man United fans are not too satisfied about this, though, on the other side of things. I'm not satisfied about it because I don't think Harry Maguire is good enough to captain the team. Like I've said to you several times before, I think we need to give the captaincy to either Bruno Fernandez or Paul Pogba, because they are the ones that show fantastic leadership in the team. But we give the captaincy to Harry Maguire, reflecting on Ashley Young's departure back in January. But let's see how he gets on this season, because this season is his second season at the football club. Obviously, last season was his first season at the club. I thought he enjoyed some exceptional games, but he also enjoyed some bad games. You know, we got Harry Maguire in a deal worth £80 million last summer from Leicester. So he's the second most expensive signing at the club and the most expensive centre-half in the world at the moment. But yeah, Maguire did spend a few nights in the Greek cells, didn't he, for allegedly attacking police. Maguire's lawyer had told the Greek court that, you know, Harry Maguire was kicked in the legs, and apparently he said his career was over. And obviously Harry Maguire had said to the police, you know, do you know who I am? I'm the captain of Manchester United and I am rich. Also too, we haven't had good news on Wan-Bissaka, because it says he could miss the start of pre-season training because he recently travelled to Dubai and it says, he will have to quarantine for 14 days. So that's not good news either. This season will be Wan-Bissaka's second season at Manchester United. Obviously, last season was his first season at the club. I thought for the vast majority of last season, Wan-Bissaka was exceptional. His defensive contribution was very, very good. We just need to see more attacking intent from Wan-Bissaka, because that's something he is definitely lacking at Manchester United. But we got Wan-Bissaka in a deal worth £50 million last summer from Crystal Palace. But I think, he can definitely be our right back for at least the next 9, maybe 10 years. But he is obviously our first choice right back. Brandon Williams, he's also injured. So that's some more bad news. I haven't really read into this news, but I just heard that Brandon Williams is injured. Obviously, Brandon Williams is not our first choice left back. Luke Shaw is our first choice left back, and I think Luke Shaw will remain our first choice left back for this season. Main explanation is because Luke Shaw is more experienced than Brandon Williams. Luke Shaw's endured 6 years at Man United. Obviously, we got him from Southampton back in 2014 for 30 million. Very, very good left back. My only element of concern about Luke Shaw is that he's injury prone. He's obviously out with injury at the moment. But Williams still did very, very well last season for Man United. He did recently sign a 4-year contract with the club. I think he made his senior debut in our game against Rochdale in the EFL Cup. I think he made his first start in the Premier League against Brighton. But in the next couple of years, I think he will be our first choice left back. Obviously, we had the bad news on Paul Pogba earlier on today. It got confirmed at dinner time that Paul Pogba was tested positive for coronavirus. So reflect on this, he has been withdrawn from the France squad. And also Tanguy Ndombele, he got tested positive for coronavirus, so he also got withdrawn from the France squad. I think it did say that Paul Pogba was recently in London, wasn't he? But yeah, I hope all the best for Paul Pogba and his family, because, this disease, can be very, very bad. The vast majority of people that get it do get it mild, but, there's a minority, that do get it severe. But these, quite a few footballers that have had it. So will he miss the first part of pre-season now? Probably because he has got that virus. Will probably have to quarantine for is it up to 10 days or something like that? But yeah. But I'm hopeful that he is okay. I'm hopeful that we can get Paul Pogba a new long-term contract at the football club. So obviously it ends the uncertainty over his future. Because like I said to you, Paul Pogba has had a long-running transfer saga. Now, Pogba's agent, Mini Raiola, he did recently say that Paul Pogba is staying at Manchester United this summer. And he said that he will hold talks over a new contract. Now, it did say a couple of weeks before the end of last season that Pogba was close to signing a 5-year contract with Man United. As it stands at the moment, Pogba's just got under a year left on his Man United contract, but the club do have an option to extend it for a further year. But Fabrizio Romano, who's a very reliable Italian journalist, he said that, Pogba's happy at Man United and he said he wants to stay at Man United. This was a few weeks ago, and it says that we will enter negotiations with his agent, Mini Raiola, over getting him a new contract. So I think Pogba will remain at Man United for this season, because I think his combination with Bruno Fernandez has been absolutely fantastic. As it stands at the moment, Pogba's our most expensive signing, because we did pay £89 million for him. Recently celebrated his 4-year anniversary at the club. For the vast majority of last season, didn't really have a perception on Pogba because he was out with that ankle injury. Pogba has sustained quite a few injuries as a Man United player. But I thought towards the end of last season, Paul Pogba was exceptional. And I thought he did well in some of our Europa League games. But around this time last year, Paul Pogba had made an admission saying that he wanted to leave Manchester United because he was seeking for a new challenge. He actually publicly admitted that he wanted to leave Manchester United. And last year, he was talking a lot about Real Madrid and, his dreams of playing under Zinedine Zidane's guidance. But he wanted to go to Madrid, didn't he? There was obviously, swap deals on the agenda. Real Madrid were trying to sacrifice a few of their players to try and get Pogba. Obviously, there was narratives about him going back to Juventus. Pogba did enjoy 4 good years with Juventus. And Juventus tried to offer a few of their players to get Pogba. PSG, Barca and Inter Milan have also been in for him before. So far, Paul Pogba's won 2 trophies at the football club, and that was the Europa League and the League Cup in his first season. And, Paul Pogba did enjoy a very difficult time under the Jose Mourinho way. If we hadn't sacked Mourinho, then I think Paul Pogba probably would have left Man United by now, because Paul Pogba had enjoyed a difficult time under Mourinho, because Mourinho's got a bad reputation with top players, hasn't he? He had disputes with not only Pogba, Rashford, Martial, I think, Shaw, Fred, didn't get on with any of them. And we had Paul Pogba when he was a lot younger under the Alex Ferguson era, but due to limited appearances, we obviously couldn't keep him at the football club. We actually let him go on a free. But earlier on this year, we was very, very critical of Pogba's agent, Mini Raiola, because Mini Raiola had come out and publicly criticised Solskjaer and Manchester United and that. So these are the reasons why everything's going wrong for Manchester United. By the way, I just want to give you a bit more news on Lionel Messi from Barcelona. Now, Wayne Rooney has recently been talking about Lionel Messi, and he says, Wayne Rooney, that I'd love Lionel Messi to come to the Premier League, and he wouldn't mind if Messi joined Man United or Manchester City. I think actually, Man City are the favourites to sign him. That's if he does come to England. He did say, Wayne Rooney as well, that Messi will win his 7th Ballon d'Or, if he's obviously alongside Bruno Fernandez at Man United or Kevin De Bruyne at Manchester City. Wayne Rooney obviously, said that, Messi is obviously getting old now, but he said he's still a world-class player. He can score goals and obviously, he can create chances and that. So this is what Wayne Rooney has had to say. Now, a few days ago, Lionel Messi had put a transfer request in at Barcelona, and Barcelona have obviously come to accept his decision to leave. It did say from the Metro recently that Barcelona, do want £200 million for Messi at least if they are to let him go. Now, I think Messi is under contract with Barcelona until 2021, so his contract expires sometime next year. It does say that he's got around the 700 million buyout clause, but Barcelona did actually say that has now expired. But these clubs will want to get him on a free, because I just don't think any club, even if they've got the finances, they won't pay £200 million for a 33-year-old player, despite the fact that he is regarded as the best player in the world. Now, I think it did recently say that Lionel Messi's facing some kind of FIFA ban because of his dispute with his contract. Now, Lionel Messi has spent the entirety of his senior career with Barcelona. Obviously, he made his senior debut for Barcelona in 2004. I think at just the age of 16. So he's been at Barcelona around 16 years. Lionel Messi has won the Ballon d'Or 6 times. He's won 33 trophies with Barcelona, including 4 Champions Leagues. He holds the record for the most goals in La Liga, 444. In 480 odd appearances in the La Liga. He's got 36 hat-tricks in the La Liga. And I think he's got 183 assists in the La Liga. And he has scored over 700 goals for club and country in total. But I don't think Messi has been the same player anyway since Neymar left Barcelona. I'm very sceptical that he'll come to Man United. I think he'll either go to Manchester City. If he doesn't go to Manchester City, I think he'll go to PSG. Don't forget PSG did get Neymar for around, £200 million. So he's the most expensive player in the world at the moment. Barcelona did recently lose 8-2 to Bayern Munich, and reflects on that. They sacked their manager and they recently appointed Ronald Koeman in as their new manager. I think actually Lionel Messi's father's been in Manchester. He's been holding talks with Man City. We've recently been in negotiations with Lionel Messi's representatives. I think he's set to go to training with Barcelona, is it on Monday? So that is the news on that anyway. That is the news on that. But there's big decisions that's got to be made in this summer transfer window of obviously what players we're going to recommend in and what players we are going to get rid of. There's obviously still deadwood at the football club. I think we could get rid of up to 10 players in this summer transfer window. Obviously, we'll be looking to get rid of Jesse Lingard, looking to get rid of Andres Pereira, looking to get rid of Chris Smalling, looking to get rid of Rojo, looking to get rid of Phil Jones, looking to get rid of Diego Dalot. Some United fans will say we need to get rid of Eric Bailly. Some United fans will say we need to get rid of Victor Lindelof. Sergio Romero's obviously open to leaving the football club. But we sell players in this summer transfer window, we will generate money. So that is the good news. We've definitely got to put Dean Henderson as number one for this season. We had the good news, didn't we, recently regarding Dean Henderson, because it was yesterday he signed a 5-year contract with Manchester United, plus there's an option of a further year. So in total it is a 6-year deal, and now Dean Henderson is on around £120,000 a week. So his wages have doubled, because last year Dean Henderson signed a new deal worth around 60 grand a week at Man United. But I think now Dean Henderson is reliable enough to become our number one, because Dean Henderson has now got that experience behind him, because he did endure 2 successful loans with Sheffield United, and he was Sheffield United's player of the season. But Dean Henderson's been part of the club for several years. We got him at the age of 14. But Solskjaer did recently say, don't forget that Dean Henderson is not yet ready to become number one, and he wants to stick with David De Gea for at least one more season. But De Gea has been our number one goalkeeper for several years. But Solskjaer was saying during the Europa League campaign that he's facing a goalkeeping dilemma, and he did say it'd be hard for us to keep De Gea, Romero and Henderson all at the football club for this season. You know what I mean? So there you go. But I just think at this moment in time, Solskjaer is, I've said it on my other video, Solskjaer is in a similar situation to what Jose Mourinho was in. Because, in the summer of 2018, Jose Mourinho made it clear to our board that he wanted to get a centre-half in. Obviously, Jose Mourinho never got that centre-half in. And the board went back in the signings, he wanted to bring in Mourinho. This is one of the main explanations why he got sacked. And obviously, Mourinho did actually bring 11 players into the football club and spent around, 400 million or just under 400 million pounds. But I think there's around 12 or 13 players in our team that Solskjaer can rely on. And, it should be a lot more than that, to be honest with you. But Solskjaer's looking to improve the squad. He's publicly come out and said that Man United need to spend in this summer transfer window. And I think people are aware of this. The areas we've got to strengthen up, I think we need to recommend a right winger in. We need a holding midfielder. I think we need a centre-half, despite the fact that we have got 7 centre-halves in the team. Some United fans will say, we need to get a left-back in. But this season is the big test for Solskjaer, because this season is his second full season at the club, and he knows that he'll have bigger expectations to exceed. Our expectations this season will be to challenge for the Premier League title, because obviously we haven't won the Premier League since 2013, and we haven't even challenged for the last 7 years. You know, and the other expectation will be just to win a trophy, because we haven't won a major honour for over 3 years, and that's the first time this has happened in like 31 years. And we haven't won out yet in terms of silverware under Solskjaer. And Solskjaer has been at Manchester United now around, is it 19 or 19 and a half months, or is it 20 months now he has been at the club, but he has been with us for quite some time. But this season, Solskjaer's got to exceed these expectations. Last season was obviously Solskjaer's first full season at the club, and did exceed most of his expectations. To be fair, got us to 3 semi-finals. Obviously, got us qualification for the Champions League, and I did say how important Champions League was for our players, attracting players in for the financial structure, and we also finished third. So there you go. But we are unbeaten in the league since January. We are unbeaten in our last 14 league games. The last team to beat us was Burnley at Old Trafford. Obviously, they had beaten us by 2-0, and that's the first time they've beaten us at Old Trafford in 58 years or something like that. We did also go on a 19-game unbeaten run in all competitions until Chelsea had beaten us in the FA Cup semi-final. I've seen other improvements under Solskjaer as well. Certain players have improved. Martial's improved. Rashford's improved. I think Fred's definitely improved. Matic has improved. McTominay's improved. Shaw's improved. So a lot of players have improved under him. I think, there's some aspects of our game that have improved, but there's still aspects of our game that I've definitely got to improve in that. And I think Solskjaer has promoted the youth well. He's also got rid of a lot of the deadwood since he got recommended into Man United. We've seen a lot of players leave since Solskjaer came in. The most recent player to leave, I think, was Tahith Chon. He went out on loan to Werder Bremen. We made the right decision doing that. So obviously, you can get regular first team football. I think we're also set to loan James Garner and Dylan Levitt out, by the way, and also to Joe Pereira. I said, didn't I, would loan a few of the young players out. Sanchez, he also left the football club. He joined Inter Milan permanently and joined them on a 3. Surprised Man United did not demand the fee, but we're just glad now, his wages are not having an effect on the club, and he's freed up our wages completely, with him leaving. Angel Gomez obviously left. He went to Lille, but then immediately got put out on loan to Boavista. Obviously, Fellaini left in January 2019. He was the first player to leave Man United under Solskjaer. Obviously, Herrera left last summer. Lukaku left last summer. Darmian left last summer. Smalling and Rojo went out on loan, but they are now back. Valencia left last summer after he enjoyed 10 years at the club. Ashley Young left back in January. So give Solskjaer credit. He has got rid of a lot of the deadwood since he got recommended into the club. I think also too our recruitment's improved under Solskjaer. That's another thing. But I don't know if Solskjaer is the foreseeable future for Man United. Time will tell. This season will tell the story if he is the right man. It is a transition period for Man United, and it has been a transition period for a while. Like I've said before, Solskjaer is inheriting a squad that is worth £700 million. Disregard, who he's brought in so far. So the vast majority of this team is not his, because Solskjaer's inheriting players either from the Mourinho era, a few players even from the Van Gaal era, Matari from the Moyes era, and still a few players even from the Ferguson era, but actually the vast majority of this team is Jose Mourinho's. But, like I've said to you before, it's going to be hard for any manager at Manchester United to replicate Ferguson's legacy or to last as long as Alex Ferguson did. In the entirety of our history, we have won 45 trophies. Obviously, 38 of them trophies came under Ferguson, and we've only won 3 trophies since Ferguson left, don't forget. But we are the most successful team in Premier League history because we have won 20 titles and 13 of them are Premier Leagues. So there you go. But earlier on today as well, I give you the breaking news on Jack Grealish. You know, Man United is still trying to get him. He says we still are in contact with Jack Grealish. Obviously, he's rated at like £75 million. Did mention that we could let Dalot and Romero join Villa on loan so we can get Grealish because we're not keen on paying 75 million. So you know the news on Grealish. The other day I give you the news on Donny van de Beek from Ajax. You know he's still on our agenda. You know the news on Jadon Sancho. There's still a possibility chance that he could come to Man United in this summer transfer window. We still want him, but it's nowhere near as likely as it was around 3 weeks ago. Because 3 weeks ago it was looking like that Sancho was going to be coming into the club. Obviously, you know we have been looking at quite a few alternatives to Jadon Sancho. So, yeah. But if we don't make signings in this summer transfer window, I think we will struggle this season. We really, really will. And, you know, we know we've got Palace on the opening day. That's a game Man United should win. It was supposed to be Burnley, but that got cancelled due to the European games, I think it was. We've got Arsenal, Chelsea, Tottenham and Everton within our first 7 games. So, it's very imperative that we start the season strongly. It really, really is. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you today. Drop your comments, like, explore on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.